you doing, my friends? Welcome to the Jovenshire channel, where we cover all things superheroes, video games, comic books, TV shows, all things geeky here in one place. And on Thursdays, for the last few weeks, we've been doing a lot of DnD, a lot of tabletop gaming with my friends. I've had a great time, they've had a great time, and it sounds like you guys have loved it too. And I wanted to give you a small, quick little update before we jump into today's video, because you notice by the title that this isn't a continuation of the story that we have been doing for the last few weeks, and that's because, well, COVID-19 finally caught up with us. We unfortunately only had filmed 4 episodes for both channels quite a few weeks ago, and so we were able to get it all done and exciting, and it was fun, and then we're like, all right, let's get everyone back together, and then lockdown happened, and we're like, all right, no, gotta be cool, gotta be safe, let's not get everyone together, because as you might be able to tell from the last 2 episodes, the party might be getting kind of big, and that's another reason why we decided not to do it remotely. I didn't want to have a remote shoot and just have everyone like Skype in or something, because I want to have that wonderful interaction of people being in the same room and having that magic. So that's why we aren't doing that just yet. It'll be a little bit, I'll keep you guys updated. We don't have a date on when we're gonna film yet, but it'll be, you know, once the stay-at-home safety stuff kind of lifts and I feel comfortable bringing the crew and cast together, because there's gonna be quite a few people. So before we jump into the thing I wanna talk about today, I do wanna say that if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're gonna like the other things that we do here, and hit that like button, because apparently that does great stuff for us and it would be super helpful. So there's that. Now let's go into one of the things I really have been wanting to talk about for the last few weeks, because I've been in the comments of those D&D videos talking to you guys and knowing that you guys have a lot of thoughts and opinions, or maybe you're a first-time player or want to even try DMing yourself, and it could be a little daunting. So this is going to be just a little breakdown and list of things that I want to impart on you and teach you about how to be a good DM. The first big thing that I want to bring up is I saw a lot of people talk about how I should use a DM screen. Now, for those of you that don't know or might be new to the game, a DM screen is a nice little walled off area, and it's got, you fold it out, and it's got, I think I have it down there, but I don't want to pull it out. And on the inside of it, it has a lot of information of saving throws, some basic rule information, yada, yada, yada. But more importantly, it helps you hide your rolls. And a lot of you were like, okay, not a lot of you, I'm just saying there were a lot of comments saying that, hey, Joven, you should be able to hide your rolls and do a DM screen moving forward. And my first tip to you on how to be a good DM is don't use a DM screen. It's kind of a hot take. I know that there's like a lot of people like to have it, a lot of people don't like to have them. It all comes down to what you find to be important. And yes, maybe as a DM, you're trying to control the narrative of a story, and maybe you having a failure throw is not something that you really want to have at that moment. But what is so important in a D&D session is that it's a D&D party. It's supposed to be fun. And there is just some magic to the fact that like you're trying to fight against your team and you roll that critical failure, you get a 1, and then everyone around you erupts and they're so excited. Yeah, and we saw this happen in the video. Like I'd have a bad roll and people would love it. And I'd be like, oh man, I can't save my characters here. That's okay, it's all for show. At the end of the day, you're trying to tell a story and you're trying to get these guys to progress. And if they feel victorious because you rolled crappy, well then guess what? That's an overall win. My next tip is, you know, you're gonna have to improv sometimes and like throw in a few, like maybe you know, okay, they're fighting goblins in a forest and they get through them. Well, okay, maybe they're fighting the goblins too fast and you want things to go a little bit longer, maybe do more damage to them. Be like, all right, well, you roll a d20, it's over 10, and you're like, well, guess what? All this rumbling and fighting here in the woods have actually caught the attention of, you roll a d4, 3 bears. So now there are 3 bears that are joining the fight. What do? That's actually something I wound up doing in the videos myself. I noticed that I wanted the episodes to be kind of long and not too short, so I'd throw in a few extra things. You know the sand scorpions that they fought in episode 3 on Lasercorn's party?
And now a scorpion, a larger than normal size scorpion, kind of like the size of a cat.
Yeah, I was making that up because they were moving way too quickly through that episode. So just have fun with it and adapt. Which brings me to my next point, which is kind of tied into the other one, is that you as a DM need to be able to let things go and just go with the flow. For example, if you've been watching the D&D series that I had, Gary became a very popular thing. I had this captain that I wanted to kind of come in and out of the stories for a while, and you were going to learn more about this guy, and he was going to become like this big part of the story. My team decided to kill him the first chance they got. And I was going to try to fight it by like getting him behind the ranks and protecting my guard until they found a very creative way to make sure that my captain absolutely died.
You killed a bunch of soldiers, including the captain.
Yeah! We got the captain character! Battlefield promotion for Gary!
Did I sit there and pout and be like, no guys, we need this character for the rest of the story? No. I was like, all right, this dude's dead. I guess we'll fix things as we go. Again, going back to the last thing, improv is such a big part of what you're doing. Things are gonna change. Don't get stressed out about it. Be okay with it. And the fact that both parties had this NPC character that should not have been there, but then they loved him and they rallied behind him. Again, that's the party having fun, and that's the most important thing. So we had Gary, the rise of Gary in Lasercorn's party, and then on my channel we had Davis the Bird.
Is everyone trying to kill Davis?
Oh no! We can't kill him.
I've been so okay with the fact that I want So Hinky's character to eat and destroy Davis the Bird, but at the end of the day, he can't roll high enough to do it, and that makes it even more fun. Now, a lot of what I've been talking about so far is about letting your party have fun and kind of, you know, going with the flow. That doesn't mean that you still can't control stuff with consequences. That's right, have some consequences for your party members. Now, if you've ever played before, you know that it's so true that there's always someone or multiple people in a party that just want to like cut off ears and wear them like a necklace. That's where the term murder hobos come from. It's just a group of people that are wandering around the world that have nowhere to live, and they're just killing things and wearing them like necklaces. And like, this isn't a unique thing. It's always someone, and it's always ears. I don't know why it's always ears. I think we actually cut out a lot of it for time, but in this campaign, Bose wanted fingernails. She kept ripping off fingernails and fingers. I'm like, that's okay. Like, whatever, if that's what's gonna wind up happening, at least she had Davis to kind of counter it. But if you do have a party that is just like dismembering people and wearing them like necklaces, or like wearing heads as belts around their Goliath or something, let there be consequences. When they go into a town, maybe they aren't allowed to see the king dressed the way they are, or maybe their reputation is so like vile that they won't be allowed in the local pubs or brothels, which also, there's always someone in a party that just wants to bang every single waitress in every single tavern. I know this because I was that person. So let there be consequences for this. If they want to sleep with someone, they can roll their charisma check high enough to actually sleep with the person, let it happen. But now they have to roll a constitution check. And guess what? Did you just get a 2 on your constitution roll? Well, guess what? Now throughout the land, you're gonna be known as the elf that's got a bunch of warts on his ting-ting.
My ting-ting.
Maybe all the ladies are gonna stay very far away from you, and now your charisma rolls while trying to sleep with someone won't actually go as well as you want them to. Your party is like an egg. You want to hold them and be able to guide them to where you're trying to go, but if you hold them too tight, you might crush them. You want them to have a good time. You want them to have fun. That's your goal as a DM. Let them do what they want, but that doesn't mean you can't give them consequences. And speaking of consequences, sometimes, or in Lasercorn's case, all of the time, you're gonna roll a lot of natural ones. That's right, the infamous crit fail. Now, when you roll a 1, something really bad is supposed to happen, and normally, it could destroy a character or a party, or more importantly, it can destroy the atmosphere of your D&D session. Make crit rolls fun.
Party foul!
Editor Paco was telling me about how there's like these green text stories about like, you know, trying to push this orc off of a hill, but then you roll a natural 1, so instead of pushing him, you actually just graze his cheek, and now the orc has fallen in love with you. Have your own situations like this. I read another case where someone unsheathed their sword in attacking, but while they rolled, they got a 1 and now cut their belt and have to run around pantsless for the rest of the fight, acquiring extra damage if they attacked low enough. Rolling a crit failure doesn't have to be this horrible, sad thing. Have fun with it, because again, it's gonna give a nice little pop from your party when it does happen. Like, oh, he got a 1. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Those are the key moments right there. And finally, one of the most important things you can do as a DM to have a great experience for everyone is to really get in character. Build this world out and have a bunch of NPCs where you go. Because remember, if you're playing with people that maybe have never RP'd before, role-played before, they might be a little, nervous or shy to like talk in character or really get into it, which is where a lot of the magic in D&D comes from. So if you want to get your group to open up and be able to do that, you gotta be the first weird person to start playing in character. What I like to do with all my NPCs is I'll actually have two different sheets, or two different columns, I should say. One column of adjectives and another column of either accents or the way the person speaks. So I'll roll a d20. Oh, I got a 5. Okay, this guy is shy. All right, I'll roll another d20. Oh, a 17. Talks really quickly. So he's a shy guy that talks really quickly. So now instead of being a market owner who's, all right, I'm a market owner, what can I get you today? Okay, you got 10 gold, I can get you a chicken. Now he's, okay, so what do you want to buy? You want to buy a chicken? Okay, that's fine. 10 gold, please. Okay, thanks, bye. Character building. It's fun. Do it, because once you really get into character, it's gonna allow your friends to feel just as comfortable to get into character with you. So there were just some of my tips and my advice for if you are going to DM a game of either Dungeons & Dragons or any other tabletop game. It's all about having fun. It's a party, so let it be a party. Rules, they don't always matter, but know the rules so you can break the rules. And consequences, always let there be consequences. Let people do what they want to do. But if they get out of line, find a way to smite them. But that's it for me. I hope you maybe got some good advice. Maybe you're learning to DM and you needed a place to start, or maybe you've been DMing for a while and you wanted to throw some new curves to your players. There you go. I hope you enjoy this video. Again, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, because if you like this video, you're gonna like the other stuff that we do here. I don't know when we're getting into more D&D videos, but I will find a way to keep giving you guys the content that you absolutely love and want to see. But in the meantime, thank you. Thank you so much for watching these videos and supporting while we're kind of stuck in these crazy WTF times. Obviously, we have New Element 6. I hope you get a chance to watch those videos as well. And that's it for me. Till the next time, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you need some more Jovenshire in your life, we have 2 videos there on the right. And don't forget to subscribe, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're going to like the other stuff that we do here. And if you get a chance, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because we create a lot of content there that doesn't always make it to YouTube. Go check it out.